Hi guys, so why did I choose static, okay, for the theme for this week? It's because I kept getting like all of these messages of static, and I'd be watching a show and they'd say the word static, and Spirit kept saying static. And I'm like, oh, I guess we need to talk about static. Now you can think of static in being, right, like trying to tune in to a station, right, on the radio, and in between you get the right? You can also think of it as being like standing in place, just being static for the moment, okay? You can think of it as, right, when you're walking and you touch something and it just like shocks the crap out of you, right? So there's all these different parts of the ideology of being static, okay? And let's just pull some energy, right? Let's just do some oracle pulls here for a minute and see what Spirit wants to talk to us about as far as static is concerned, okay? And I'm just feeling like chills over my whole body right now. Whew. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sometimes we have to stand still in order to see the things that are good all around us. All right, the abundance, to have the gratitude for what we already have right there in front of us. Sometimes we have to just stop and just kind of enjoy the moment, okay? Yeah, all right. Now, I just had a little heart palpitation there. Some of us are afraid, okay, to leave the nest, to leave our safety. This is funny because I just did cancer, and I was like, oh, in your shell. And, right, like some of us are afraid to get out there and actually see what's meant for us, okay? Feeling trapped, feeling caged, but it's like a cage of our own creation. And afraid to hear, right, what others want to say to us, okay? Now, maybe it's because we're tired of hearing all the garbage, right? Like the chills just will not go away, right? Like, I feel like we really, really need to hear this, right? Okay, self-reflection. Everyone that comes into our life as some sort of a mirror. It's not just with your divine partner, not just with your twin flame. We are learning lessons from everyone that comes into our life, right? But we're also learning lessons kind of by looking at ourselves, okay? Looking at the reflection of who we are, what we're doing, what we're afraid to do, what we, wanted to do and we didn't. What did we say and why did we say it? It's always a learning. It's a curve, right? Oh, I'm going to freeze to death here. It's always this learning curve, okay, that we are going through. Okay, so be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your heart chakra. Okay, be patient with these portals that are opening up for us. And with the, be patient with the journey to the other side, right? Right? The realization is that the key will be given to you on the other side and not until that. It's not how it works. We don't get the key, right? And like, okay, so they're showing me like you're buying a house, okay? And you can't just walk into the house and be like, oh, I want that house and I'm going to walk into it right this second and see everything, right? You have to be let in. So you can look at it from the outside and you can be like, oh my God, this is the house for me. It has the front porch with the swing and the windows and the color. It's everything I've ever wanted, right? You really don't know. Not until you actually get the key and you walk into there. And you walk through all the rooms and maybe you get in there. Like there's this house that we looked at once, and there's a part of me that wishes I had bought it just so that I could eventually tear it down and have this beautiful view of Lake Washington. But I looked at this house several years ago. That was probably, I don't know, 8 years ago. And you walked up these stairs and you went in, and the one front room, the window was a beautiful view of the lake, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is for me. And then we walked into the kitchen, and the walls were like cement, and like it had all these weird like built-in like holes, but there was like no electricity in there, so it wasn't like it was built in for a microwave or something. I mean, it was just bizarre. And the more we looked through the house, the more weird it got. And there was no garage, and it was, I mean, all these things. And I was like, okay, this is too much. This is too much. Okay. But we wouldn't, if we would have just been sight unseen, been like, oh, that view, right? If you sit in that window, think of the view you're going to have, and just bought that house, we would have never known. You have to get the key, right? Everything lines up on the other side, but you have to be courageous enough to walk in and see what is there for you. Okay, so tell me more about the static here in the abundance. Okay, the fiery wrath. Right? Sometimes we're afraid that if we stand still for 1 minute, right? Boom, death. Okay, wrath. Somebody's going to say, nope, you can't stand still. You've got to keep going, right? There's this feeling that like you're going to get in trouble for sitting there for a minute. Okay? But in truth, energetically, you've been sitting there for a long time. It's sitting in awareness that makes the difference. That's different than sitting in fear. Okay, it's very different than sitting in fear. Okay. Judgment and final decision, right? There's the fear. Like everyone, right? This big, giant mass fear. Okay, look at that. What are you afraid is on the other side? Okay, and at the bottom here, we've got that loyalty, right? Like, what are you loyal to? What are you being loyal to? That could be part of this self-reflection. Bravery, lifting the nightmare, right? I mean, walking out of the darkness, killing the dragon, two-headed dragon. So this is something that has been an emotional toll, and I love that it's 2-2, right? Something that's been a deep emotional toll. Emotionally manipulating, maybe you've been gaslighting yourself, okay? Or others that have been gaslighting you. And you're like, nope, I'm slaying that, right? Kind of reminds me of that. There's this TikTok song trend, right? And you're like, chop, 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 chop. And then they're like, oh no, here comes the popo. Don't be afraid to kill emotional manipulating energies. Not real people. We don't kill real people. But the energies, don't be afraid to just seal that off. Okay? Patience. creativity, novelty, artistic struggle. Okay. I know a lot of artists. In fact, I would say the majority of the shamans in my shamanic group that we support each other are artists. Okay. Artists are healers. But, oh my goodness. Okay. The struggle to create is real. Okay. The idea of everything having to be perfect is real. There is no such thing as perfection, by the way, right? It's all in your judgment. It's all in your mind's eye. The bottom of the deck here, okay, we've got crossing between life and death. Okay. It's kind of where we are right now. We're like card 22. Okay. We've just come through the 1010 portal and we're at card 22. We haven't taken that leap of faith yet, but we're kind of in between. We're in the static moment. Okay. And it's what you do with that static moment that really is going to make the difference. So, okay, how do we get from the standing still through the fear and the judgment and looking at ourselves and slaying the dragon and off to leap of faith, okay? How do we get there? Well, in part, you just go. Okay, you just have to go because there's a blessing coming forward to meet up with your energy of blessings, and together, okay, that's where you find the bowl of light. Okay, again, where you take the bowl and you remove all those pebbles, all the pain, all the fears, you get them all out, you clear out, you get rid of all the, soul trauma, and then you have that bowl of light again. Okay, if you've never heard of the bowl of light, then go look for the book, okay? Hank Wesselman wrote about it. So you see your light. Once you see your light, you can take that leap of faith, okay? Some of us, it might take us our whole life to clear out that bowl, but hopefully you'll clear out enough to make that next leap of faith, right? Okay, thunder, lightning, a little Thor's hammer there. Sometimes you have to shake your fear loose. Okay, when I pulled up to get my daughter today, right, I had the sunroof open. I had the music turned up. It was, what is it, Billie Eilish. Like I had my playlist on shuffle. I've got this playlist called Energetic Shitstorm, and I had it on shuffle. And sometimes you need the thunder, okay? You need the bass, you need the beat, you need the rock, right? To shake things loose. And it's really funny because I just had a friend that I haven't talked to in 23, 24, 25, something like that years, come back into my life. And her daughter lives up here by me, and she came into town. And so I went and had a cup of coffee with her. I'm going to have another cup of coffee with her on Friday morning before she takes off to head back home to Utah. But she and I mean, like we were soul sisters, like rock and roll soul sisters when we were in our late teens, early 20s. And like, she really reminds me, right? Like of the thunder that the power of following after and going after your passions and your purpose, and how much that loosens up those stagnant energies and those fears. I mean, you know, you can't be afraid if you're going to be rock and roll. Okay, let me just tell you that. All right, so yeah, okay, the eagle. So the eagle can only see as far as the horizon. And so sometimes the eagle will be like, I just need to take this to get me through to that. And so some of you are just taking the smaller wish to get you through. But that doesn't mean that the bigger wish is not out there for you. Okay? All right, because look at that. There's the sun, the fire, the magma, okay? The passion that's going to return, right? When you open yourself up. But look at the bottom. What do you have to do first before you can make that leap of faith? This is really saying you have to be in place. You have to be static. You have to be grateful for what you have. And then, right, go forward, right? Shake it out. Dance it out. Take that little wish. Create that magic. Okay, they're showing me you can't see it, but there's the circle, okay, in here. So it's almost as if they're showing me from the one Avengers movie, right? Like the Thor's got to go make a new hammer, okay? And there's the artistry, there's the creativity of not saying, well, there can only be one hammer. No, there can't, right? Just like there can only be one love ever in my life, or one piece of art that I love, or one anything that I love, right? No. You have a heart that was created so magically, so beautifully, that it can love anything and everything. Okay? Very beautiful. All right, so let's get a little bit of advice going forward here. Okay. Tell us a little bit more of what we can do to stand in the static of gratitude this week. Okay, get out there, outside, ground yourself. Okay, get your shoes off, put your feet in the dirt. Okay, feel Mother Earth. Okay, we've got the moon. What is going on with the moon this week? Let's look at moon phases. Moon phase today. Let's look at the moon phase today. Okay. I'm not seeing my favorite one, which really makes me mad, but I can't remember what it's called now all of a sudden. I guess we'll go there. Okay, so today we have the waxing crescent. Okay. Waxing gibbous, waxing gibbons, waxing gibbons. Okay, where do we hit? Okay, the full moon is on the 20th. So we have 8 days. Ooh, 8, the number of work. Okay, we have 8 days to the full moon. 8 days. Oh, and look what's at the bottom. Create. Okay, Ace of Wands. Okay, fire. But it's about letting go, right, of that fear. All right, solar plexus. Letting go of the fear. There's work to be done. To stand in gratitude and let go of the fear of being trapped where you are, right? Because look, you have a journey to take here. Okay, you have a next step to take here. Just use my boobs and stop that from flying away. Sometimes it's nice to have them, but just know most of your donations go into the I shall release some of this next year fund. Okay. Let's just say this is going to be too TMI. Cover your ears if you don't care. But 30L, no one should have that. Okay. Let me just be clear. No one. Okay. So listen to your spirit guides about what you are supposed to be walking away from. Okay. What you're supposed to be leaving behind. And then start like really thinking, what are my possibilities? Like what are my biggest dreams that I want, okay, as I go into this leap of faith? For some of you, it's just what's that first wish? Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then we do it, right? The day after the moon, we take that big leap of faith into the fire. Now they're singing to me, show me to the fire. I'm not caving in. Right? Don't cave in. Right? Show me to the fire. Okay? Some of y'all, somebody's coming into your life to mirror and transform you. Okay? Be open to it. Don't be afraid. All right? So, I hope this helped you to get out of some of that static energy. You know, go buy yourself a $20 Amazon wig. Have some fun. That's for you guys too. Okay, have some fun. Enjoy the next 10 days. Be in gratitude that I'm grateful that I live in a world where I can get on here and tell you guys what I'm being told from Spirit. That there's that allowance, okay? And I can even do it wearing a wig and nobody blinks twice, all right? So make sure you click on the like. Make sure you give this video some love. Share it with a friend, okay? What did they say? Now I've got to look it up. Hold on. Hold on. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Hold on. November 7th is daylight savings. Okay. And it's always funny. There's this meme that shows up and it says, turn back time 1 hour this Sunday. Okay. Let's see if you can see it. Share it with a friend. I love share. All right. So, share it with a friend. Okay. She likes wigs too. You know, that's my best share impression I can do. All right. Love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of the week. And I will see you next time. All right. Bye.